Abu Bakr Zahid, an 8-year-old, comes to this mosque every day. His father, an army officer, died in a suicide bombing while praying here one afternoon, just a few weeks ago. Abu comes here to see his father's slippers, left at the entrance before the bomb went off. Suicide attacks in Pakistan in the last 2 years have killed over 2,000 people. The landscape of Pakistan's cities has been altered for a long time to come.
I think the army is indeed
Parvez Hudboy is a respected political defense analyst based in Islamabad. He says Pakistani public opinion has turned against the Taliban, and they now tolerate US drone attacks in tribal areas.
The fact is that Baitullah Masood, who was the killer of Pakistanis, those praying in mosques, in attending funerals and so forth, was killed by an American drone.
The US administration has been pressuring the Pakistani military to attack the Haqqani network, the main threat to the US in Afghanistan. They are headquartered in North Waziristan. Osama bin Laden is also suspected to be hiding in North Waziristan. The US accuses the Pakistani army of not mounting any major offensives directed towards these threats. The priority, army says, is to kill or capture the Taliban elements that have targeted Pakistan.
Those who attack the Pakistan army are the bad Taliban. They've got to be targeted, cleared out, killed, whatever. In spite of a lot of American pressure, the Pakistan army has absolutely refused to touch the Haqqani group, the Waziristan, the people in North Waziristan who are not attacking Pakistani, but they're attacking the Americans.
Good evening, sir.
The Pakistan army insists it can't take on all groups at once and must protect their citizens first.
And Waziristan. We'll go to Waziristan first.
General Athar Abbas is the spokesperson of the Pakistani military.
It is said first things first. So the organizations, the terrorist organization, which are directly affecting the state, the government, the public, and so is the case of this Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan of Baitullah network. Now this organization is responsible for all acts of terrorism in our country, and therefore the government had decided to move against this organization.
This may not be good enough for the US. If Pakistan does not move soon against the Haqqani network of Afghan insurgents based inside Pakistan's borders, the US signal it may send American troops across the border into Pakistan in hot pursuit. Parvez Hudboy says that would turn Pakistani public opinion completely against the US. He says Pakistanis know it was the Americans and the CIA that got this all started in the first place.
If you were to say, where does the genesis of jihad, global jihad, come from, I will point it squarely at the United States. It had made the fight against the Soviets a religious war. The fact is that the CIA distributed hundreds of thousands of Qurans to madrasas, to those who it was seeking to influence in Afghanistan. It succeeded brilliantly, but look at what enormous cost.
Pakistan's military leaders describe this as a guerrilla war with a wily enemy, where brute military force alone cannot succeed. Waziristan is not Swat. In Swat, the Taliban were outsiders. In Waziristan, they are insiders. There are no village defense committees helping the army here. Dealing with the Pashtun tribesmen will need political will, deal-making, money, and cultural understanding.
You can take a tribal to hell with love, but you can't take him to heaven with anger. He loves music and holds all musicians in contempt. He loves to fight, but hates to be a soldier. He's a very good friend and a very, very bad enemy. So this is the kind of person you're dealing with. And he is governed by his traditions more than by laws.
The US is part of a conflict that has roiled this remote border region for decades. The tribal areas are a kind of Wild West, one of the last holdouts against the seemingly inevitable expansion of the modern globalized world. The ambitions of the British, and then a century later the Russians, foundered here in the face of local resistance. The challenge for America and for Pakistan is to convert local resistance into local support. It won't be easy.